Resilience is everything, because kids who are resilient can cope with change. Kids who aren't resilient are caught. They're trapped. So we need to give kids resilience. So what I've done is I've put this in an acronym, and I'll go down each of the letters so you can understand it. So letter R means reflect responsibility. Back to the kids. Don't wear it. Don't just do everything for them. If you want kids to be independent, resilient, reflect it back. The letter E, you've got to exemplify good values and habits if you want the kids to have good values and habits. And that goes to the letter S. You've got to show them how to handle life's problems. You can't just tell them to be resilient. You've got to show them that you're resilient, how you cope with something that doesn't go your way, how you cope when the traffic in a traffic jam, how you cope when you forget that something's on the stove, how you cope with something that is gone wrong at work. The letter S, show them rather than just talk it. The letter I, inverting negatives to positives. If you can see a negative and you can convert it to a positive, so that we're not drowning in this, but here's an opportunity rather than here's a problem, then you'll have more resilient kids. The letter L is you've got to like the kids. You know, so many parents, I hear them saying, I love them but I don't like them. Don't think for a moment the kids don't pick up on that. If you don't like them, and it happens to every family, some kids are easier to like than others, then get some help or work out in your own head or ask your partner or your best friend, what is it where you see the clashing occurring? It could be that they're too like yourself or too like your partner. But kids will know. You must learn, how can I learn to get on with this young fellow or this young girl, because they need that, they know whether they're liked or not. The letter I is identifying and understanding feelings. We're doing a lot of work with kids' emotional development. If you can help them identify their feelings, it might be fear-based, it might be sadness-based, and they understand those feelings, that they're normal, and then they know how to deal with those, then you've got more confident kids. The letter E, if you've got to enjoy the kids. So often, if you watch a child heading towards two parents, they'll head for the player. Sometimes we're so caught up in all the things we've got to do for the kid. You get your head on, you know what you got to do, don't forget to do wheeze, don't forget you've got your lunch, and there's no enjoyment. So make sure there's enjoyment in your family, because kids often tell me, home's so boring, it's so horrible. And if you're enjoying them, and then you're enjoying and playing at life yourself. Did you know that women spend less than 8% of their time outdoors? Often the men get time, but the women don't. And that's one reason why women suffer more from depression, because play increases our endorphins, and the endorphins help our serotonin levels in our brain. So we've got to not only enjoy the kids, but we've got to enjoy life and play at life. Don't just leave it to dad to do the playing. It's vital that mum gets some playtime too. The letter N is not overprotecting or spoiling the kids. Sometimes I think because we've only got 1.7 kids per family, we sort of treat them as precious, and we try to cotton wool them. And if they have any argument with a kid at school, we're up there and we're going to solve the problem for them. That's not helping them one bit. So it means don't overprotect or spoil, or be a helicopter parent. You may think you're not, but maybe ask your friends, am I doing a little bit too much in overprotecting? The letter C is communicating easily, readily, you know, over the dinner table. Some families don't eat a meal together, it's in front of TV. Well, you've got to get that time together to download your day. Talk about the best part of the day, the worst part, how you can handle the worst part. Communication is so important. And the final letter is encouraging friends, fun, faith, fantasy and freedom. I think if they're important F's in there, because if you're encouraging friends, you're actually building up their social network. If you're encouraging their faith, their belief and hope, then that makes them feel more secure. And if you're encouraging their fun and freedom and their fantasy as well, because little kids work off their imagination. You've got to enjoy that while for the few short years you've got it. Now, they're the tools for resilience. If you handle those and you can support those, then you're going to have more confident kids and more resilient kids as well. And then you've got, I think you've got every chance they're going to be more successful in life.